Hello, hello. Welcome to Cash Flow Hacks Podcast. This is your host, Chris, and with me today is my co-host, Stephanie. She's been on a bit of an absentee. Actually, we both have, but I'm so glad to be back and have her back as well.
Hello, hello, hello. I am happy to be back. Things have been crazy busy at CQ Consulting, and it has been a minute since we've done a podcast together, just the two of us, Chris.
Well, Steph, I always want to give as much as we can to our listeners. And we had a plan. We had a plan of getting on every single week and sharing some of the strategies that people's financial advisors, the financial industry, that they don't want them to know,
Yeah.
because the less you know, the more they make. And we really want to help people to flip that script. So I don't
Yeah, that was our plan, every week. And so it's been about a year, like a little bit over a year, like a year and a month since we started. And we've only made 20.
20. Oh my goodness. Well, that's almost two a month. So, I mean, we need to do
Well, we're going to do better in 2024, right? Growth. But seriously, so much has happened. So I thought that just in this episode, we could just share a little bit about behind the scenes. We come every week and talk about different things that people would want to know, very educational. We bring in great guest speakers. But I thought maybe we could give a little insight into what's going on.
All right.
What do you think, Grace?
Sure. Sure. We can talk about what's been happening at the CQ Consulting Services.
Well, for example, we have had a tremendous amount of people actually come through our program, the Financial Freedom Formula, from this podcast. We get a lot of people that have called and said, I listened to you on the podcast about, estate planning, for example, and, I'm really intrigued. I want to learn more. I want to learn more about your FFF program. And so we've had a lot of people come through. And as we've been, progressing, as we put out the beta last year, now, well, official launch last year too. And it's just been growing, and we have had so much going on that really I don't even know where to start, but I know that in the last one you asked me about dropping my license.
Wanted to know, like Steph, when you came to work with me, when we first met, I was doing my thing. I was doing non-conventional financial planning, and you were doing the traditional planning. And I think when we first started working together, I remember asking you, well, how's business going? And you're like, well, I want to grow my business. I want to grow my business. But I don't know, there was something about you that I was just like, if we could put our minds together, I think we could, really create something big, because I had big plans. I've always been like a visionary. I could see big things, but sometimes I don't know exactly how to put them together. And I saw that you were doing that with your business. You're good at like systems, creating the systems to make it work. And I just knew that, if we work together, you could help me create the systems to be able to help more clients than just what I was able to help. So
Yeah, so it's funny for everybody listening. Chris sent me this book. We had already been working together when she sent it to me, but it's called Rocket Fuel. So it talks about what she just said, the visionary and the integrator. And reading that book, I am absolutely an integrator. So I am the person that just takes Chris's great ideas and then puts them into action. So, like a little bit about our working arrangement, I guess, if you want to call it like that. So, with the FFF, I'm more like the day to day, I help the clients as they go through. And what Chris does is she goes out into the market and just, really looks for the best of what's out there. What I really respect about her is, well, one, her tenacity, but also her drive to find the best. I don't know if everybody has listened to all of the podcasts, but you'll hear Chris telling, her story about how she was taken advantage of by a financial advisor. And then, so she kind of made it her mission to do right by people. And I really align with that. I too want to do right by people. And I appreciate that Chris does her due diligence in a way that I completely am on board with and like love about her is that, she does everything herself first. Any opportunity that she brings to a client, she has vetted and done well with. and everybody hears about those things because she shares them, but there's also, working with her, I've seen like the behind the scenes. There's times where she has had some headache experiences that maybe we can share with them on this episode. Chris, I don't know if you'll want to talk about those, but what I really love about it, and because working as an advisor, it always made me a little bit nervous, like, okay, well, I'm going to make this plan and it's going to be great if these things happen, but you never know in the market if those things will happen. And you can only do the best that you can do based on hypotheticals. But with the opportunities that we're allowed to talk about now that I've dropped my license, I'm allowed to talk about them too. You don't have those negative years. And so if you're going to have continuous positive years, that these plans that I'm designing through the program, they're going to come to fruition. And with that's why I really align with you, Chris, is because like I feel very confident in these plans because of what we're doing, and how we're setting people up, and how you're constantly looking for what's out there. And then I think that together we have a great ability to really put things together, because you go out and find them, and then we double check like how they interrelate, which it's not something that everybody does. Some people are just like, hey, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, do a little bit of that. But we really put a plan together in the FFF about how everything that you're doing is going to affect the other things that you're doing right now, but also like 25 years into the future. So I just love it. I love that we, have gotten a lot of growth in the keeping your money section. Like when I got started with you, I can tell everybody that I was absolutely excited about like the growth. So if you've listened to our podcast, our GPS, growth protection savings. So like in the growth section, I was just like mind blown by the opportunities that you had, right? I thought you were crazy at first, right? You always tell people how I thought you were crazy. I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way. Everybody would do it. There's no way. I don't believe you. And then I saw it really
So what did
happening.
I what did I say to you? I said we're going to have to because I know we can work together, but we're going to have to agree to disagree on some of these things. Now,
Yeah.
I'm like, you go ahead and keep your licenses. You keep your licenses, and when we have some clients that they're not totally sick of the stock market, not sick of it, I'll send them to you. You can help them. But most of our clients are sick of the
Mhm.
roller coaster ride, and the cool thing is, like you said, I go and find these opportunities. I put my own money into them. If they work for me, they pay out for me, then I will share them with my clients. Um,
Mhm.
but I won't put somebody's money into something that I haven't put my own money into.
Yeah.
And you're right. I have lost some money, but my clients have never heard of those deals
Exactly.
because
Not only just for the opportunities, like you're constantly vetting for the best CPAs and the best
attorneys.
estate lawyers, yeah, attorneys. Like, if you don't mind me sharing, you've done a couple, maybe even 6 times the same thing with different ones, just to see what each one would bring them back to, what they bring back to you, so that you could compare. And when you find the best, that's when you share it with the clients, and that's when you put it into FFF. And I don't know if everybody knows like how much work goes into that. And also, the cost, like, I mean, you wouldn't think that, or I didn't think that like a financial firm would have like research and development costs, but like there kind of are, because you actually pay these people large sums of money to see what they're going to do, just to later turn. And I'm not going to throw any names out or anything like that, but and then like at the end of it, you're just like, okay, no, I'm not going to share this. This was awful, you know? And the only reason I bring it up is because I want people to know how much you care, and how like you really put your money where your mouth is, from the perspective of like, I would do this for me, and I do this for me. And and I really think it's like you go above and beyond with the research that you do by doing it personally. And then like really, I mean, you really do. I just think that you go like 110% for your clients, and I love that.
Well, you said it in the beginning. It's like I was taken advantage of by somebody, and I didn't have a lot of money at the time. I mean, I was good with the little bit of money that I had, but it was like I couldn't believe that somebody had no conscience. Like,
Mhm.
this is interesting because you can be a financial advisor and not be a fiduciary. I have a lot of people ask me about that. Are you a fiduciary? Are you a fiduciary? Probably because they've heard it in a book. I mean, I read a book by Anthony Robbins, and he's talking about the fiduciary. The fiduciary.
Mhm.
Make sure you ask if they're a fiduciary. And the thing is, you can call yourself a fiduciary all you want. It really is in your heart. To me, it's like if you are, I think everyone in the industry should be a fiduciary. What does a
Mhm.
fiduciary mean? It means that we are going to make sure that our clients' well-being is number one, not our own pockets. And that is one thing that I hated about this industry. Like
Mhm.
I didn't even want to tell people I was a financial advisor because it's like I watched financial advisors. I had people that tried to teach me the wrong things to do for clients to make a lot of money. And sure, at first it was kind of like, oh, cool. But then I started doing my own research on it. And I'm like, how can this be good for our clients? You know, how? We cannot, I can't share this with my clients. Sure, I'm going to make a lot of money on it, but I can't sleep at night. But
Right.
I've put my client in a worse position now than they were before they come to me. I can't sleep with myself. And so I just can't even understand um, why. And I don't really sell people on things. Like it's about freedom, having choices, being able to have, um, do the things you want. We talk about retirement, but retirement to me means working because I want to, not because I have to. And that's what I want for my clients too. I want them to have that choice. And what it does for them also is it gives them the opportunity to do some of the things that they've always wanted to do.
Mhm.
They've had to have a job, or they've been taught that they needed to have a certain amount of money to be able to retire. And it really doesn't take as much as, you know, we think. And you know what, that's one thing. We made this calculator. You did. I told you what I wanted. That's the cool thing. Another cool thing about working with Stephanie. I am the worst at Excel. I do not know I don't know how to use Excel. I don't know how to make the formulas. I don't know how to do any of that. But Stephanie, I tell her, this is the kind of calculator that I want. This is what I'm trying to show people. Help me. And she helped create a calculator that we go through with our clients in the very beginning. We show them, like, if you continue to do this the traditional way, I mean, everybody has a choice. You can do it however you want. But if you continue to do it that way, this is what it's going to look like. This is how many years you're going to have to work. And this is what you're going to end up with, hopefully, at the end. And then we show them what it looks like with our strategies. And the difference between contractual and statement wealth is huge.
Yes.
You it's nice to be able to tell somebody exactly what they're going to be able to make. Unlike, like you said, when you were a traditional advisor, it's like you kind of like cross your fingers and hope, like, this is what I want
Mhm.
it to be, and I hope it's going to be this. And I don't know, it's nice to have a different way of doing things. And
Absolutely.
I never dreamed that CQ Consulting Services would be what it is now today. And you know, we not only want to help our clients make more money, but we were talking about the tax strategies. I mean, not only,
So this last year, you have done a phenomenal job, I think, about like really growing that keep more section of the make more, keep more, live more now. I'm just really impressed on all of the different strategies that you've uncovered and we're able to share with our clients now.
it's made a difference, and we're saving like hundreds of thousands of dollars for our clients. And the really one thing I like to say about our program is that it's all about value. Like everything that we have in our program is everything that our clients need. We need
Hmm.
an estate plan. Everybody needs an estate plan. we all need a tax plan.
Yeah.
We all need a financial plan because there's so many people out there that are just kind of, saving and saving and saving, and they don't
And they have
know,
no idea what that means.
but they
That
don't
they
have
don't know what it looks like.
right. I just saw an article the other day and it was like, well, $2 million, will I be able to retire comfortably with $2 million? And it's like, I'm kind of sad for people that they think they have to have that number. So our thing is all about cash flow,
Hmm.
not so much about accumulation. The accumulation actually happens when we create the cash flow, because the more and more cash flow you have, passive income, um, the accumulation just, it like automatically happens. It is like a, what's the word I'm trying to say, Steph? Can't
I
think
don't
of,
know. An ATM you can go to every month just keeps
well,
coming in.
yes, but it's like a um side effect. It's a side effect that, like, it's going to happen no matter what.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? It's not like you have to. So it actually makes it to where you can start living more today, not just in the future. Because none of
yeah.
us know if we, none of us are promised tomorrow. So
Hmm.
we need to start living more today
Yeah.
and being able to
We
enjoy life.
definitely we talk about like the financial freedom, then we talk about the lifestyle freedom and living more today, and then even like you mentioned estate plans, like the legacy freedom. Like what do you want to leave for tomorrow? So I really like how our program just kind of encompasses all of that. Like, today, tomorrow, generations in the future, like are we making the best decisions? And after going through our plan, they know that if they take our advice, they are.
What's nice also is that they have a plan, they have a GPS plan. When we first started, it was, everything just keeps getting better and better and better. Our whole system. Like the other day, we have the GPS plan, but the other day we came up with something that was even cooler to present. It was just every day. And even today, what do we do all day today? We spent time talking about how to share our Roth conversions with our
Hmm.
clients and how to help them be able to do that and be able to save taxes. So it's we spend a lot of time on doing things to help our clients have what's
Yeah.
best. And the cool, we also have all 5-star reviews. I want to keep it that way. I know that sometimes you can't make everybody happy, but honestly, if we can't help somebody, I don't want their money. I don't
Hmm.
want to take your money if I cannot um, help you get your money back. I want to be more of like an investment that pays than a cost,
Absolutely.
or you know what I'm saying? It's just,
Yeah. And we have that money back guarantee, like the cost of the program. If, we can't get it back for you in 6 months, we get the money back guarantee.
well, and obviously though there are some stipulations on that, like,
Naturally. But what I'm saying is like you really mean it. Like, if people follow along, if they do what the steps are.
there's no way that they're not going to have their money back. They're not going to
Exactly.
get their money back within 6 months. And also, um, the really cool thing is that everything that comes with it, like the estate plan, all of that stuff, basically, if they get all of their money back within 6 months, all of that stuff is basically free. They have everything that they need that they didn't know that they needed, because people don't know what they don't know.
Hmm.
And I don't know, I'm just excited about how 2024 is going to go. I can see it. People are just, they're coming to us like referrals is our biggest way of reaching people.
Yeah.
And it's actually nice because we don't necessarily have to sell anything. Our clients sell it for us because they tell people what they've got. And maybe we could give a couple of examples of a few of the people that we have worked with that came to us and they didn't really know. And I'm talking about JP. I'm just using it's like when he came to us, he had no idea what like how much longer he needed to work before he could retire. And what were we able to tell him? What were we able to do for him with all of the strategies and projections that we have with the contractual type wealth? Um, what were we able to do for him?
He is able to retire in a year and 7 months. He has everything set up so that he is properly protected. He has two boys, and his boys are now able to get everything tax free during the transition, a period as they become his heirs. And not only that, the last time that I talked to him, he said that he wanted to send his boys through, his sons through, because he was just so excited about what we were able to do. And he said, you know what, Stephanie, if I were younger, I would, and knew this, like my life would have been completely different because although he loves his job, I'm not saying he didn't, but he's like, my life could have been less living paycheck to paycheck and then growing in the company and kind of like that normal and been more of like, what do I enjoy? What are my passions? What do I want to do? Instead of the humdrum. And so he said he really wants that for his boys. And I think that's beautiful to be able, because that's like, I don't know if you've heard it, but like, breaking generational curses or like, changing the trajectory of what his family's financials look like, because his sons who are in their early 20s are going to have a completely different life. And it's going to be a life of abundance and a life of what do I enjoy doing? I'm working because I want to, not because I have to, but like their whole lives, right? Not working, what is it, 40 hours a week for 40 years to live on 40% of what they made, right? They don't have to worry about that at all. And I think that that's beautiful because then people are able to, complete side note, sometimes I go off track for those of you that know me, but Chris and I are doing this thing about like having the people in the right position, and that's from a business perspective. But like I feel like that is also from a life perspective. Like when you don't have the financial constraint of like, oh my gosh, I have to have this job to pay my rent, and like everything's okay. It's like, what would you do if money weren't an issue, right? You'd live your life to the fullest. And for me and Chris, we'd still be doing the same thing that we're doing right now. But other people might have different lifestyles than they live. And
Right.
so I really like that ability to just, live out your passion.
Well, and Steph, how has your life changed since you started working with CQ Consulting Services?
Oh, I travel a lot more. So I love, love, love to travel. Last year, Chris and I went on a cruise. She took me on super spoiled. And she took me on a cruise, and the cruise actually originated in Greece, and I am Greek. And when it came back, like I stayed a couple more weeks in Greece, I hadn't been home for 9 years. So I hadn't seen my grandparents. Like I hadn't even gone to my grandmother's grave. She passed away. And I hadn't been back to see her. And so for me, like that, it's changed my ability to kind of like enjoy my life more. As far as work, I love to work. Some might call me a workaholic. That's something that I'm passionate about. I enjoy. Like it's not burdensome. Like, when I was talking about that before, I kind of meant like love you, ma, but like my mom hates, going to work. Like she dreads it. It's like that horrible, like, ugh, it's Monday and TGIA, thank God it's Friday. Like we have a very different perception because she goes to work to pay her bills. You know what I mean? Like his kids will never have to go to work to pay their bills. But as far as me, I enjoy the work. But what's really changed my life working with CQ is that you're very, flexible about where we are. And so I get to travel all the time. And like I was 6 weeks in California visiting my sister. I went to Savannah to see my other sister's wedding. I am to and fro from Georgia, Florida, and Ohio. Next month, I'm turning the big 4-0. And oh gosh, I don't even know if I wanted to say that out loud, but it's true. I'm turning 40 and I'm going on a cruise and just in general my 40th year, my big goals for my life. I like I said, I love to travel, so I'm going to hit up a couple South American countries. I've been to 14 countries so far, and I really want to. I saw this little lady that has been to every country in the world. I don't know if I'm that determined, but I definitely I want to hit. There's a lot of places that I want to go.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
That's awesome, Steph. I mean, the thing is we can work from wherever we want. And
Hmm.
that's what we want to have our clients be able to have that. You know, if they don't want to work, they don't have to work. But it's nice for them not to have to worry. And I mean, there's so many experiences. Actually, the reason why I thought of him is because it just came across my computer, his financial GPS. And so I was thinking about him. But there have been a lot of our clients that we've been able to change the trajectory of their future. I mean, we're trying to get people to make or asking people. But you know what? They say we attract our own type.
Yeah.
And I hate doing videos. I hate doing videos. Why do you think this video is just voice? Podcast is just voice because I hate being in front of the camera. So, of course, I pick people that don't really like, or I don't pick, but the people that come to me are people that don't like to be on video.
Like me.
So we're working on that because video testimonials are amazing. We
Hmm.
have had like 3 so far that they don't mind being in front of the camera, and they right away made us some videos. But this year I'm going to be flying to California to go see a big group of my clients there, and I'm going to have my camera, and maybe I'll bring my camera crew so they can make it easy for them, just to kind of have them just give like a minute of like what life has been like since they started working with us. And this is not rah rah. I don't like rah rah. I don't like it at all. But man, it's so exciting for me to see people um to see that weight like lifted off them. Their face is it's like they glow after, they start working with us and they see, oh my God, why was it like made me mad? Like, why were we not taught certain things? Because our lives would all be different if
Yeah.
we had just been given a little bit more education. I mean, even the simplest things. And I won't even get into it right now, but like credit card debt. Oh my goodness. There's one little formula that people should have been taught in school, and their life would be different right now if they knew or they understood how interest works. So, anyways, what we do is just help people learn how to make the financial industry work for them instead of against them. And I
Absolutely.
think we probably went on a little too long. I'm not sure. We don't want to bore anybody with our story, but yeah, CQ Consulting has been growing, and we've caught the eye of some of the different we were on MSN top advisors
Yeah.
to watch out for in 2024.
You were on Times Square.
Oh yeah, I got to be on Times Square. Um,
American Entrepreneur. You were interviewed by one of the sharks. That was cool. That happened last year.
yes. And Forbes,
Yeah.
just more and more. And I don't have to be on video. I don't want to be on video. The only video I was on was the one in Times Square, but that was because it wasn't live. It was just up on the. Anyways, so guys, keep your eye out, keep your ears open, and thank you so much for listening to us today. If
We
you like
appreciate you.
if you like our podcast, you like the information that you've heard, different things that you've learned, please share with your friends. Sharing is caring, or caring is sharing. Is that what they say?
No, sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Sometimes a little dyslexic, and if you like us, give us a thumbs up, and we're going to let you go for today. Everybody have a wonderful afternoon, and peace out.
Bye.